You've been told ignoring people is rude, weak, immature. That belief is quietly costing you in your relationships, at work, and in how people treat you every single day. Here's what nobody actually tells you. Ignoring people, when it's done with intention, is one of the most powerful psychological moves you can make. It doesn't push people away, it pulls them closer. There are 6 specific powers that come from mastering this. Most people never use a single one, and the few who do, they never explain why it works. By the end of this, you will. Power. Most people think power comes from being vocal, from speaking up, pushing back, making yourself hard to overlook. That is wrong. Here's what's actually happening. The most powerful person in any room is never the one performing. It's the one choosing who earns their attention. Think about every person who ever commanded a room without raising their voice. They weren't louder, they were more deliberate. You've been giving yours away. Every argument you didn't need to enter, every room where you explained yourself twice when once was enough. Without realizing it, you were sending one quiet message. I need this to land. That need shows. In the moment it shows, the power is gone. So what do? Stop showing up to every fight you're invited to. Not every conversation needs your input. Not every dig needs a response. The crown is never worn by the person who reaches for it. Attraction. Ignoring someone doesn't push them away, it draws them in. That sounds backwards. It isn't. Here's what's actually happening. The human brain is wired to chase what it can't fully have. Psychologists call it reactance. You've always called it chemistry. You just never understood what was driving it. You felt it yourself, the person who took a while to reply, the one who seemed just slightly out of reach. You found yourself thinking about them more, not less. That wasn't a coincidence. That was psychology running exactly as designed. So what do? Stop making yourself completely predictable. Not distant, just not fully available. Leave a little space. People don't obsess over what they already have. They obsess over what they can't quite pin down. Unavailability isn't rejection, it's magnetism, emotional detachment. Most people believe that caring deeply makes you more valuable in a relationship, more dedicated, more worth holding on to. That is not how it works. When you care more and show it, you hand the other person full control over how you feel on any given day. You've lived this. One cold reply and your whole mood tanks. One distant afternoon and your mind starts running worst-case scenarios. Their emotional temperature becomes yours. That isn't love. That's dependency wearing love's face. Here's what's actually happening. Whoever needs the outcome less holds the power. Every time, no exceptions. So what do? Build a life full enough that one person's silence doesn't hollow you out. Real detachment isn't something you perform, it's something you construct. The moment you genuinely stop needing a response, nobody can steer you with their mood. Detachment isn't coldness, it's freedom.
Control. This one's uncomfortable. Stay with it. The moment you pull back attention from someone who's used to having it, something shifts in their brain. The pattern they built around your responses gets broken. They don't just notice you're gone, they fixate, they reach out, they try harder, they become more accommodating, and most of the time, they have no idea why. You've been on this side of it too. Someone you cared about pulled back slightly, and without thinking, you gave more, you softened, you adjusted. That wasn't a flaw in your character, that was intermittent reinforcement, the exact same mechanism that makes slot machines so hard to walk away from, the most addictive behavioral pattern in all of psychology. So what do? Recognize that pulling back is not cruelty. Used with intention, it's leverage. The person who gives less controls more. That's not a mindset, that's a law.
Respect. Nobody talks about this one. And it's exactly why most people keep getting treated the way they don't want to be treated. Most people believe respect is earned through generosity, through being helpful, agreeable, and always available. So they give, endlessly,
and quietly wonder why people stop valuing what they offer. Here's the thing. Respect doesn't follow generosity. Respect follows scarcity. You already know this is true. The person at work who never says no gets buried in tasks nobody else wants. The person who pauses before answering, who doesn't fill every silence, gets treated like their time actually means something. Not because they're more capable, because they're harder to take for granted. So what do? Next time someone expects an instant answer, slow down. Not to be difficult, to be intentional. An answer that takes a moment carries more weight than one that comes before the question finishes. What costs nothing is worth nothing. Silence. And now, the one that actually changes how you move through the world. Pause. Most people treat silence like a problem to fix, an awkward gap to fill, a sign that something has gone wrong. That assumption is one of the most expensive ones you'll ever hold. Here's what's actually happening. Silence isn't the absence of communication, it's the most honest form of it. When you go genuinely quiet, not passive, but deliberate, you put the other person in a position they can't prepare for. They fill the space, and what they fill it with tells you more than any conversation ever would. Their guilt, their anxiety, their real agenda. You've done this yourself. Someone went quiet on you, and you reached out first. You explained yourself. You softened your position. You handed over everything because someone simply said nothing. Here's the truth most people never face. Your whole life, you've been running from silence. In conversations, in relationships, in any room where the air got heavy. That discomfort wasn't a personality trait. It was a leash. And the people who learned to sit in silence without flinching, they were never the ones being led. They were the ones holding the rope. So what do? Stop rushing to fill every gap. After you make your point, stop. Let it sit. Let the other person move first. The one who speaks after a heavy silence almost always says more than they meant to. Silence isn't emptiness. It's the most powerful thing in the room. Knowing these 6 powers means nothing if you're using them out of fear. Silence born from pain is just hurt with no outlet. Silence chosen with intention, controlled, deliberate, calm, that is armor. Stop performing availability. Your attention is finite. The moment you start treating it that way, people will too. Most people spend their whole lives trying to be seen. They hand their reactions to anyone who asks and can't figure out why nobody seems to value them. The answer was never to get louder. Power doesn't announce itself. Power withholds itself. The loudest person in the room already lost.